Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let me ask you a question. What does success look like to you? Is it a corner office, a fancy car, a huge bank account? We're often told to hustle harder, climb higher, and always want more. But what if the greatest wealth isn't something you can count? Today, I want to share a simple story that completely changed my perspective on this. It's the story of a fisherman and a businessman. Imagine a small, beautiful coastal village. The sun is warm, the sea is calm, and a local fisherman is just returning to shore in his small boat. He hasn't been out long, but he's caught several large, beautiful fish. As he's tying up his boat, a well-dressed businessman, a tourist on vacation, walks over, impressed by the quality of the fish. The businessman asks, "How long did it take you to catch those?" The fisherman smiles and replies, "Oh, just a little while." The businessman, seeing an opportunity, gets curious. "Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish?" he asks. The fisherman looks a bit puzzled. "I have enough to feed my family for today," he says simply. But the businessman isn't satisfied. He leans in, a spark in his eye, and starts laying out a plan. "Listen," he says, "if you stayed out longer every day, you could catch more fish. With the extra money, you could buy a bigger boat. A bigger boat means you could go into deeper waters and catch even more fish." The fisherman listens patiently as the businessman continues, getting more and more excited. Soon, you could buy a second boat, then a third, and eventually you'd have a whole fleet of fishing boats. You could cut out the middlemen and sell your fish directly to a processing plant. Heck, you could eventually open your own cannery. He paints a grand picture for the fishermen. You'd control the product, the processing, and the distribution. You would leave this small village, move to the big city, and run your expanding enterprise from a skyscraper. The fisherman thinks about this for a moment, a calm expression on his face. Then he asks a simple question. "And then what?" The businessman laughs. "Well, that's the best part. When the time is right, you would announce an IPO, sell your company stock to the public, and become very, very rich. You'd make millions." "Millions," the fisherman repeats slowly. "And then what?" The businessman beams. "Then you could finally retire. You could move to a small coastal fishing village where you'd sleep in late, fish a little, play with your kids, take a nap with your wife in the afternoon, and stroll into the village in the evenings to sip wine and play guitar with your friends." A long silence hangs in the air. The fisherman looks at the businessman, then gestures to his small boat and the village around them. He smiles warmly and says, "But sir, isn't that what I am doing right now? That story always hits me. How often do we chase a future that promises the very happiness we could be experiencing right now?" The businessman's ultimate reward was the fisherman's current daily life. It reminds us to pause and ask ourselves what we're truly working for. Is it for the sake of being busy or for a life we can genuinely enjoy? Wealth is wonderful, but peace of mind, time with loved ones, and simple joys are the real treasures. Maybe the goal isn't to have more, but to want less and appreciate what we already have. What do you think? Does this story resonate with you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe for more stories that make you think. See you next time.